In this video, I wish to show how to dress the resin bond diamond stones that I'm making. Generally, when they're sold new, they haven't ever been dressed, so they're as molded. This one on the right hasn't been dressed yet. As you can see, it's nice and shiny. The resin, you don't see any diamonds. And on the left, it has been dressed. It's got a nice dull matte surface to it. And let's see. Once it's been dressed, see if this shows it, doesn't look like it's going to work. You can see the diamonds shine in it. But anyway, it's what we're shooting for, is a nice matte finish. So what we want to do is start with a nice flat plate. What it is doesn't matter as long as it's somewhat abrasion resistant. I'm using a piece of cambriate tile, just a sample. Don't use the glossy side, or if you do, don't worry about it not working too well at first. What you need is a surface that's roughed up enough that the abrasive doesn't skid around but catches and rolls between the stone and the plate. So that's why you don't like the polished side. So just use a little water. Here are the three abrasives that I use for these stones. Starting out, we're going to start with the 240 grit and move to the coarser so I don't contaminate it for the finer stones. Just a little bit of water on the plate. You want it to create a slurry without washing off. Just enough to get the abrasive to move around without being suspended in the water. About half a teaspoon of abrasive on the plate is good. And let's see, go ahead and start with this. Nope, that's the one we already dressed. Start with this one. This is the 2x6. The 2x6, if it's never been dressed before, I need more abrasion, or more abrasive here. If the 2x6 hasn't been dressed before, it takes about a minute and a half. As you can see, it's just kind of a nice mud, which is what you want. So let's go ahead and do it for a minute and a half. And I like trying, when I'm dressing the stones, I try to lap my plate flat to keep it from getting dished. So focus on getting the outside edges. Don't worry about running the abrasive off the edge. The abrasive's cheaper than the plate, and it doesn't last. It kind of gets ground up fairly fast, even this aluminum oxide. Or black silicon carbide, you can grind up pretty fast. I do figure eighths. What you're trying to do is just evenly wear the stone down. Put about maybe a pound of pressure, if that, with the 2x6. You want to just get the abrasive to roll around, so don't push too hard. So there, we're coming up on a minute and a half. Let's see if we did it. Okay, that's nice and no shiny spots, so that's what we're looking for. And the first dressing it takes a couple dressings really for them to reach their optimum. So don't worry about overdressing initially. Go ahead and dress it, use it a few times, and then try dressing it again. So here's the 3x8. This is definitely takes a little longer, about 2.5 minutes. I've taken to putting my lapping plates in a pizza box just to try and contain the mess. Makes cleaning up a lot easier. The only downside to this is it does make a bit of a mess. Try and kind of push in the center of the stone. Watch to front to back, side to side, because you can wear them uneven if you're not careful. Takes a long time, but it'll happen. Same goes with all your stones. Here we're at 2.5 minutes. Once you've dressed them, maintenance dresses take about 10 to 20% of the time of dressing from new as molded. So don't let this scare you off too much. Now I've got one here that I've used that I'll go ahead and do the maintenance dress on just so you can see. In fact, we'll do that next, since I'm going to add a different abrasive. So there you go. No shiny spots. That one's dressed now. So let's see. Here's the one I've used a little bit so it needs a maintenance dress. This one I really don't time. Needing a little more. Could be the abrasive is getting a little weak. And way too much water maybe. Yeah, it feels better. A little better. Still has a little color left to it, but it'll be nice and sharp. So next up, let's go ahead and dress an 80 micron, which uses a different abrasive. For the 80 micron stones, I use a medium sand, and there's nothing special about it, more just the size of the abrasive than anything. I used to get it from alongside the road. This is just getting a bag of sand from the lumber yard. Here's an 80 micron stone. You can see quite polished. So again, being the 2x6, all we gotta do is bend it in half. The more coarse the abrasive, the bigger mess it makes. Sand definitely doesn't hold up as well. See how that worked out. Okay. No shiny spots, so that's good and dressed. For the 160 micron stone, you need this very coarse sand. So it makes a real mess. Let's see. I'm doing a small stone, so this will work. Don't have any big stones in 160 left to dress. So all I've got is the little 1x4. The 1x4 only needs to get dressed for 30 to 40 seconds. And for these stones are a lot harder on the plate, so if you don't have like a ceramic tile is what I like to use, a porcelainized ceramic tile. If you don't have that, I wouldn't use my good flats for this stone. The sidewalk would work really good for it. But these are hard on everything. So, yep. Starting now. Huh? Yep. 30 minutes. And don't worry about if it feels like you're tearing the stone up. You're not. Feels more like gravel or plywood on top of gravel. The way stone bumps around. But if you use finer abrasive on the 160 micron, it just never quite reaches its potential. Okay, so that stone is now dressed. And if it doesn't quite get dressed enough, here's two of the 160s, and this one didn't get quite dressed enough. You can see the ends are they're not really shiny so much as you can see the extra green color. So that's what they'd look like if it wasn't quite dressed enough. Not enough to keep dressing it really. Go ahead and use it a few times before dressing it again. And that's about it. Thank you.